I bet you're wondering what I look like. Not because I definitely have not posted the face several times. I'm I have no formal script or like any plan right now, so anything I do right now is just it's random. I have no actual plan. Again, I finished this like less than 12 hours ago. So uh yeah. I did I ended up also sleeping in a bit. So that's why one of the reasons why we're late. But raise it up a little bit. Stop teasing too much. Oh boy. Oh, he's blinking and keeping his eyes closed, and my eyes are wide open right now. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, we're again finished the model 12 hours ago. Did not set up all the. Did not have not tweaked it. I have not. This has not been tweaked in VTube Studio. This. It's my big happy wide open mouth. Ah. Ah. Oh my god, this is so janky. Bro, even when my eyes are wide open, it's blinking. Oh my god. Okay, so in all fairness, I have messed with this a little bit. It was like I had to like import it and stuff. I imported the model into VTube Studio this morning. I didn't do it before I went to bed. So I did mess with it a little bit, but again, that was only like the calibration. I was trying to calibrate it to my neutral face. So who knows? Maybe I need to do that again. I might need to do that again. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, so you can't see. I no. Okay, so this is a time I actually kind of want you to see the settings because then you're not gonna know what I'm looking at. So I think I know how to. So I'm using. What's it called again? Spout 2. We use Spout 2. Saves frame rate. But we kind of want. Can I make Spout 2 show? Uh, hmm. Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, so I can't make it just see me. I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna use a good old fashioned game capture. Oh yes, we planned ahead of time. No. Okay. So. Screen application. Present. Happens 5. Yeah. There we go. Allow transparency. That's what we want. Okay. We are going to now turn off Spout 2. Thank you, Spout 2, for your service. So, fun fact with the model is hold on. I want to I need this properly documented. So, as you can see, the spacey effect is now kind of moving with me in a way that the old model did not. In what the old model did not. What am I doing? Cancel. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot what I was planning on doing. Shoot. Oh yeah, changing to the other model. So, space. It's the spaciness that's going on. It's a little different. I like that it's remembering the thing I got on the eyebrows. We're doing me and my buddy Starter Cthulhu we're planning every Friday in the morning to play the classic 2013 The Last of Us. So stop on by. 9 a.m. EST. Stop on by. He is a massive lover of the games. He's had it since I'm using his game. He's letting me. I have a working PlayStation 3. He has the game. He has the classic 2013 game. He bought. I don't know specifically when, but he's had it. He loves it, and we watched the live action TV show together. So my true first experience is with playing with him with the games, like but it's like the newer ones. I have pretty much most of my experience actually lies in The Last of Us 2 because I think he loves that even more if I'm remembering correctly. I'm getting very off topic, but point is he's a big fan, and I'm a fan of the TV show, and I'm a fan of like what I have played. It does. Last of Us 2013 does absolutely plays differently. Like there are definitely some differences. Like you can see how, like I'm seeing how like the gameplay gets like refined on like this on like a massive jump to like the oldest to the most like recent. I like how they for The Last of Us 2 they kind of find a way in like that gauntlet mode. They make a way to give some characters dodge, but not all characters dodge. So like Joel didn't have a dodge in the first game. He couldn't dodge. Like not like in the way like he couldn't dodge. Like at least not in the way for like characters like Ellie or like the younger characters. Joel's an old man. His knees they don't bounce like they used to. I like how they found a way to make that work. But anyway, okay, back on topic. Okay, yeah, you see that? It's moving its own. It's separate. It's kind of its own thing. The way it is going, it is. No, actually, I could pull up the stream. I could pull up the video. I could actually. Oh shit! I figured out what I can do. I figured out what I can do right now. Let's do this. I can figure out what I can do. Yeah, because I'm not just doing this for stream. I'm doing this for a potential YouTube video. So I'm having stuff documented, my fresh thoughts. Oh my god, my throat is dry and I'm lisping, I think. I'm also low dehydrated. Fun fact. So when I pull up the video, I can properly explain. But for right now, it's like there are with VTube models, there are like basically layers of control. It's like how like in a business, you got like the boss, and then you got like some levels below the boss. I don't know, like managers, and then you got like there's rankings and like corporations and stuff like that. There's a chain of command. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. There's sort of a chain of command when it comes to like the puppeteering of models. And the thing is, like, when you are making the model, you have to create the levels of puppeteering. You like from scratch. You are weaving the strings and silly bands together. Oh god, I'm dating myself. Oh, I just fucking dated myself so hard. But oh, I'm gonna say but a lot, aren't I? But yeah, so the re so in terms of the chain of command, this model is actually a little more set up a little bit better because because the I only formally finished the mouth and it still needs some adjustments, but I should be talking with the other mouth. Hold on. I want to go back. Just to give you a last look. As you can see, the space is just moving with me. It's like it is stuck in place. Like what you're seeing is what you're getting. If I can like manage to keep these eyes open, if I open them real wide, they stay open, and I look up. The chain, though, the sacrifice for just getting this to be able to do something, and I don't know, in the hopes of it being entertaining, for the content. Uh, chain of command was not done as well because the last thing I needed to do was create the head turns, the left, right, up, down, and like the diagonal keyframes. It's like you are supposed a good practice is to do different parts of the face separately. So like a mouth gets its own like I need to why am I trying to explain this? I should just show this. But yeah, I want to mess with the parameters a little bit. See if I can like make this look a little bit better. So I'm gonna look. Okay. Okay, wait. I'm clicking the calibrate button a few times. I want to make sure like I'm as neutral as possible. I want to be as neutral as I possibly can be. Up or neutral maxing right now. Okay, my eyes are opening at two different sizes. Okay. So we're gonna go in here and say always. Yeah, because wait, is that keeping the eyes? Hold on. Are the eyes opening the same amount now? Hmm. So here's what I'm thinking. There was an option to import settings from the other model. Yeah. So if I try that, how do I do that? Hmm. Hotkeys, webcam, settings. Let's see. Hmm. Nope, that's not what we want. Wait, hold on. Can I show both models at once? Is this possible? Hold on now. Can one be? Oh yes, I could have both open at once. Okay, wait, hold on. I didn't know I could do this. Okay, we're gonna second cap. We're gonna oh my god, we're gonna open a second capture. Where now? That right there. We're gonna do another. Actually, hold on. I have spout. Can you spout? So hold on. Wow. Thinking how I want to do this. Do I want which one do I want as the primary one? Oh, I'm just looking. Okay. Yeah. For right now, I'll have it like this. It's fine. So we're gonna have spout do the other one. Properties. Second one. Ba, 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 ba. Oh heck yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just gotta thought of something. If I do this right, I can I hold on. If I do this right, I can do like a I don't know. My first thought was making it look like the rock look like one look like my stand from JoJo. But it's a motherfucking JoJo reference. Yes. Hold on. So if I wait, so spout. Okay, yeah, I shrunk you. I'm gonna. I'm gonna mess with you in here. So oh my gosh. Look at him. Look at me. It's, it's like it's me and my friend. Oh my oh, it's so oh, that's so dumb. I love it. Oh okay, let me put these I'm gonna combine this into like a full how do I do that? Where are you? One. in there and yeah. I can make him dance. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. Deep inside of me. But yeah, so as you can see, there's definitely like differences in how the rock moves. I We're gonna show that off now. We are showing that off right now. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go here. I need to copy and paste. Actually, no, not copy. Cut. Hold on. Oh. Huh. All right. Oh. All right. We're gonna try this one more time. Copy. Wait, what? Actually, yeah. So we're gonna turn off the other one in favor of this. So how big are you guys? One's bigger than the other. I was about to say I'm gonna end up covering Caesar, but I can move Caesar, can't I? Hmm. Glorious. Simply glorious. It's over here, full screen over here. Oh yeah, let's block Caesar. Click. Clickbait's gonna be in the way. Hold on. I'm sorry, clickbait. You're gonna. We need I want less coverage. But I want the model to be able to be seen. It's the star of the show today. This model is the star of the show today. Oh, it looks like. Don't ever speak. Don't ever speak to me or my son again. Don't do it. I just figured I'm not writing down notes. I should be writing down notes. Let's see. It was like. Oh, let's how long is it? It's 0, -6. Me, one. Okay, I actually want to bring them up. That makes me want to bring them up. I'm not gonna go. And then, yeah, I can just back up. I can get closer as well. More intimate. Oh, I apologize. All right, now let's get this video up. So we are going to another capture. We have brand new capture. I could always just actually play it's on stream. But I mean, I have the file. I have the file. Might as well use it. Actually, wait, I probably should open it first. That would probably help. I closed down my files. Yeah, actually having it up would probably help. Yep. Oh my god. 11 hours and 56 minutes. Yeah, and I 12 hours and I still didn't finish. Like again, we're gonna get into it, but yeah, sacrifices were made. Where did it go? Didn't I just? Oh, okay, good. Oh wait, no. I made a game capture. Why did I make a game capture? Ugh. Oh. Nope, not yet. It's not there. Wait, no, I don't want to do it as a media source either, actually. No. I want to do it. Automatic. No. Hold on. I will figure this out. Oh, this will be figured out. There we go. Capture audio. Can size you? Oh no, the immersion. It's breaking. The illusion is failing. Mother, why? Okay, that's in the middle of like. Yeah. Actually, hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, no, I can't. Can't do that. I know I'm on YouTube. No. Yeah. It's about to do something with music. Yeah, can't do that. So let's see. Hello. Uh, okay, yeah. So the music was not there. At this point, I don't think I was talking that much.
Turn off snapshot by the second button down here, but now we can see both eyes. However,
Yeah, okay, so the audio is working. I just wasn't doing a whole lot of talking, and I had music, but I was only streaming on Twitch, and I have it set up so that doesn't actually save in the capture. Kind of helps me with edit. Kind of helps me with editing in the future. So, yeah. So, to show what I've been meaning, show what I want to show. So we're gonna be nearing the end. So yeah, I was working on the mouth for a while. So I already had some of the mouth started. So yeah, I already had some of the mouth started. But what took me a so to get the background that you see here, there's a thing you do called clipping. And you can see in the layers here, I have a thing called inside mouth. That inside mouth is now with other other professional models that have a fully detailed mouth, they probably have a whole bunch or like at least an image to just be behind the mouth, and the mouth is like hidden behind layers of both lip and other layers called lip skin, which just again usually for a solid colored face. This rock is not solid colored. Uh, Something I learned in my second attempt of making a model. This is attempt 4. Attempt 4 at a time limit, and I did not time management. It's fine. What was I saying? Lip skin. Yeah. What I did is I took an image to try and like make it easier on myself. I tried to take an image that was the exact same shape, exact same shape. Yeah, the exact same shape as at least one of the lips the entire time. And that's what I did. So I had it basically copied and pasted the top lip. I ended up doing it multiple times because like I did. There was a lot of attempts at first. So like it had been a while since I'd done it, so I didn't really remember the technique, and I didn't really, for whatever reason, didn't bother looking at old footage of me doing it, and I didn't observe as well. But there was some trial and error going on. I could actually have this playing while I talk, but yeah, there was like Yeah, like that. If that was a piece of
Got
jankiness,
a
I didn't
really weird
understand.
thing going on there with the shape.
Hold on.
It's Gobbin went to do another that little
Copy. Paste. The original top. The absolute chaos. Where is it?
wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Wait, what the heck?
Can you even hear it?
No. How about wait, what's that is not where I clicked.
That is not where I'm clicking at all.
That's not even close.
Yeah, so this is like just an instance where it's just being weird.
Why-
I didn't understand it.
What is going on?
What is going on indeed? I still don't know.
What is going on?
Yeah, we figure out a way to make it work somehow. But even when
That works.
yeah,
But
so I got it to
probably not
got it to
gonna do
work,
that shape, so let's see what happens.
and then this happens. The other part, the part of rigging, the one where you gotta like basically make bone joints, essentially. You make bones and joints. It's like putting like a metal wire. It's kind of like in a real life, in a physical sense. It's like putting like a real wire, like metal wire through something to like give it durability, but also like you can also bend it to shape and stuff like that. It gives it bones. It gives it bones that you can manipulate. So it's like it makes the millions of dots that you have to mess with a little more efficient to mess with. There's a lot of dots. But one thing I didn't do at first was figure out how to do the vertices. At the first attempt, I left them the same as just the base like top lip dots. I just left it alone. Even I did not look at my rock attempt 3, my son right here. I didn't look at how he did it. How I did it when I made him. Had I looked at that, I could have saved me some hours. Yeah, so that's where I finally like where I look at it. It's like, see, this is how I had it set up. It's just the way the dots were making it the dots were making the inside lip skin like do this with like the skin. It was getting too stretched out. It was like every single inch of it was being stretched. There's a more tactical way of doing it, more tactical way of setting up the vertices, like I do with my son here. Go get closer.
Fudge. So there's a lot.
I want to see. I want you to see my thought process. What was I saying? Did I say anything dumb or smart or something clippable? This is me beholding.
Lips were a lot.
First,
The lips were thicker.
First thing I noticed was the fact that the lips were thicker.
So it was a lot easier to hide stuff.
Yeah. When I zoom in a second, I also realized about how the dots were made. This.
Oh. That's how we did it, huh? Fudge.
That. Dum. Yeah, so that's when I came to the realization that I really just really should have messed with the vertices a lot more, a little differently. So basically, there was no like
I
center
haven't even done the X and Y.
line.
Face around. Oh, dear God.
Oh yeah, and this is where I realized I was 5.5 hours
Okay.
deep. 5.5 hours deep, and I still haven't like made the head turns. And I don't stop working on the mouth for a while. So I come back later. I had stuff to do with.
Wait,
Like take care of
all the
Caesar.
colors aren't there.
Yeah, okay. We had some glitches. More glitches here and there. It was weird. But yeah, so I went one by one. So I got all of my lip contortions, because the lip contortions were done. I set it in place where like it was the straightest I could make it, just to try and make it easier on me. This the straightest it is within it. And this is where I settled. No actual key point, like just a spot in
Okay.
between. And that's where I modified the vertices. Yeah. And I took painstaking time to just delete the dots through the middle. Just delete them through the middle. And just try to set this up a similar way as the last mouth, because clearly what I did with the last mouth worked. And so now, let's see, 7, 8 hours, 14 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. And so that was helpful. I took the time, and how long does actually, I want to see, how long did it until I contorted it? I was done contorting the vertices. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I uncovered the lips here.
We want.
Yeah. So trying to set up something like this, these edges to be something like this, a dot, because a dot in the center kind of is kind of nice sometimes. A vertice like that is kind of nice. So it took me a second think of how to do it, because it's not exactly the same shape. So I just take a second to think about it. Yeah. But I figure it out. Yeah. Okay. So I was on that for like over an hour. Right? When did I start doing that? Okay, so 7th hour, all the way encroaching on to the 8th hour. It's about how long that took to do. And so we started hour 8, and we are molding the skin. We are molding the vertices to each individual keyframe. Each individual keyframe. Yeah. And each one takes a while because I do my absolute damnedest to make sure that the vertices were where I wanted them. I didn't want to mush them together. Even though honestly, maybe I could have. Maybe it could have saved me time if I wasn't scared about mushing them together. But I didn't want to go that way because I figured I need to mess with this later, which I will, and I do. And I do. I got some messing to do. I'm actually considering adding teeth to this model. I'm thinking about adding teeth. But if I'm going to, I think it's gonna be sharp. It's gonna be sharp teeth. It's gonna be sharp teeth. That's what I'm thinking sharp. I think that's the route I want to go for. This model is not in its final form. This will be messed with more. I want to make this model better. It will be improved. We're gonna be model maxing. We will be model maxing. But yeah, every single mouth form takes forever because I don't want to mush the vertices together. Where's a spot that's like up close? Yeah, I don't want to like mush these together. I want to know which one's which when I put them in there. Now I'm not uber successful doing it, as you can see. Like it's pretty mixed, like right there. But I'm also trying to go. I'm trying to go a little fast, while also trying to be careful. And all of them for like the top of the lip are fine. And I'm using shift all the time, so I know like shift constantly when I'm like pulling these down. And when you control shift, it like rather than just going any direction, it'll go hard vertical or hard horizontal. Like no variation, like one or the other. So I know everything's going straight down from where it was because I set up ahead of time with, like, again, copying the lips, making it a copy of the lip skin. It's hard. Even though I deleted the vertices, so I'm not actually messing with anything, it still contorts to the shapes because, like, it's got, like, the best I could say is, like, the image has muscle memory. So it moved with it. It moved with the top lip. So pretty much the entire time it was pulling down the lip. Pulling down, actually, it's all inside the top lip basically. And this is just me like pulling down half of the vertices. The reason why you want to set it up the way like this with the two on the edges, you might think that's excessive, but what that does is that helps keep the edges from stretching. Like that was actually kind of the part. It did kind of contribute to the issue, but the bigger issue was not having a center line also helps not stretch it out. It stretched it out in the right way because even though the lip skin was a solid color, even though the lip skin is a solid color, the image can get stretched, and that will leave, like, you know, the pixels aren't like one solid thing. So as it gets stretched, you start getting transparency, and I didn't want that. So having no formal center line and having the edges like contained in this double formation is what a lot, and then hiding that, you know, the edges behind the lips. That's what a lot of V2 modeling is, hiding the edges, hiding the seams. Essentially, it is the lips hide the seams essentially, and having it set up the way it is helped make it so that it can be hidden better. Going little by little, trying to be careful. Yeah. I want to get more practice at this. One thing I've thought about is actually opening up a VGen. I said that quieter. I don't know why. It's something I've been thinking about. It's like so I'm not if I do it, It's not. I am not gonna charge. I'm probably not gonna charge very much. It's gonna be like something small and silly. It's gonna be something small and silly. And cheap stuff, at least at first, because I'm not a professional artist. I am not a professional rigger. You need to do this to become professional. I realize that. You need to start an account to become professional. Technically. But I don't have a lot of I don't have the most training in the world. It would be my training arc.
Something like this is not too shabby either.
Yeah, I finally talk it. I do not talk much. The music that was playing is pulling the weight of that string.
Pays to know the tools and how to use them.
Especially with this when it's the free program. If I had the paid version, there would be a level of copy and pasting that the unpaid version doesn't allow. And this was why like I had to do the strategies like the way I did. You can't copy and paste like image. In the paid version, you can copy and paste image shapes. So like you can copy and paste the shape of one keyframe. So you can copy like the shape that the image is when it's like this, when it's like this, for example. And you could just like paste it somewhere else so that it makes that shape. You can't do that in the unpaid version. So that's why like each frame had to really be like every frame does have to be done individually, but it helps with the copy and pasting helps it, helps you save time, a lot of time. As you can see, I work on this for a while. Yeah.
Why? Why you gotta be all scrunched? Why you gotta be scrunchy?
Yeah, so the mouth, it's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if you can see it. It's a little small for me. But if I get up close to it, can you see it? Nope. Okay, let me try actually moving it. YouTube Studio. Now you can see it. Okay. Here, I mean, kind of. I gotta get closer.
Man.
For it to be truly visible. Oh, can't zoom in anymore.
They are not they are contorting differently, but that is because I've been messing with it, so not my fault.
Yeah, you see? Look at the carnage. Look at those carnage. But that is kind of like a thing I've learned about art from what I've heard. Sometimes art, the secret to art is to just not zoom in. Like zoom in when the art. Okay, why is this not
look
being
too
smaller?
bad
Oh,
when
okay, I was
they're
rolling the wrong way.
Here.
Yeah. Something I've learned about art is that sometimes what you can hide is all part of why you don't. Bleh. My words are getting all turned around, and I keep doing the bleh. Bleh.
I gotta.
Anyway.
Oh my God, I said I was gonna get up like 30 minutes ago. Holy jeez. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I still had to go. I had to do some stuff. Enjoy. And I don't come back till. That's half an hour. Yeah, it was raining and water was leaking.
So I have the eyes.
Had to set
And I
up
have
some
the
buckets.
left, right, up, down. Huh.
Yeah, and so in here, so I didn't fix the lips. And so this is where I am realizing like how much work there is ahead of me. Again, it's been over a year. I don't know why I'm saying I didn't mention that. It's been over a year since I made the first model. That's not a lot of practice in between, so so I don't have muscle memory built up for it or immediate knowledge. But I kind of realized like, oh yeah, the amount of work that is ahead of me. I need to cut corners, and that is what happened. So that, and for that we can bring up live 2D. If I Oh yeah, my still got the audio filter. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but audio filter. We are finding it. 1 second, 1 second. Put this close. Put my mic closer to my mouth. Boobity boobity boo. Don't know, talk to me about my son again. Hmm. Okay. Don't have to speak to me if I sit again. Alright, minimize that. That. And then we also want you open. Oh no, now it's a separate one. Mm. Sorry, things are pulling my attention. Sorry, other things are pulling my attention. My bad. Hold on, I am not in the right. I am not in the right spot to be able to find that. There we go. So, okay, so now the unfortunate thing is when you go back and forth between these, like the deformers thing closes. It's what it is. But you know, we shall deal. So, when it comes to these models, how the X and Y. Ooh, made myself dizzy for a second, I think. It's controlled by multiple different things here and only one thing here. So you see how, like, when I click this and those dots turn green, it means that this right here is what is controlling some keyframes. What is controlling some it's controlling some movement. It means this thingy is controlling movement. And you can have either these green things, or you can have the images themselves be messed with and be part of keyframes. So because I have no eyelids for this bad boy, which maybe might not have been a bad idea. Even if they were thin ones, that probably would not have been a terrible idea. Food for thought. Food for thought. But yeah. X and Y angles. It is controlling everything. This one thing, like, remember I said chain of command? Everything is controlling everything. It is the puppet master. But if you look in Rock Attempt 3, look at Rock Attempt 3 here, everything does not do that. And I'm basically essentially using it as like a file, or using it as like a storage. Not storage. I don't know. Never mind. It is not in control of everything. Hold on. In fact, things are being controlled at different. Hold on. In X and Y. Things are done. You can see that the face is kind of moving around. There's a little more sort of depth to it. More depth to it. We see here. Now multiple things can have keyframes in a thing. That is why when I move this, multiple things move. Again, it's all like stringing the right things together in the right places to make a chain reaction, and that chain reaction is what you end up seeing as the actual model. Lots of wires, lots of invisible wires, lots of invisible string and thumbtacks. So this deformer, as is what it's referred to, is controlling everything that I have for the mouth. I thought about using a tongue at one point. If I put the mouth, but I didn't. So it's just like, so more food for thought is adding a tongue. But that would end up probably being a toggle rather than me actually sticking out my tongue. I wonder what kind of tongue I'd want, though. Because if I do teeth, I'm going to do sharp teeth. If I do a tongue, what kind of tongue do I want to do? Because I want to, if it's just a basic tongue, maybe it's like a more snaky one, like a snake tongue. Maybe it's something weirder, like a coiling tentacle or something. That would be fun. Gotta draw. That would take some real drawing. But anyway. So this deformer is controlling top lip, bottom lip. Technically it is controlling this tongue, but I didn't do anything with it, so. And then the inside mouth skin. And the lips are thicker, so it was a lot easier to just hide them.
But as you can see, I did also take my time to make sure like they were in together, you know. Another thing with the mouth is the hold on. Another thing with the mouth is yeah, I didn't get rid of the bones. But there's a lot more. There is definitely more. I didn't think of cutting down and erasing those. I didn't really think of that till honestly right now, but so that also is kind of what contributed to it taking more time. So what happens when you cut corners and you don't be really careful. Because a whole lot of dots is for when you want to control something very, very precisely, like the head itself. Like very, very fine-tooth comb, super precise. You want to like contort the head, at least usually when you want to like actually give it the shape of a human face. But when you're hiding lip skin the way I was doing, hiding lip inside mouth behind lip skin, you kind of don't. You don't need as much. You want one dot to be able to do a lot, rather than control a little. You want one vertice to control a lot of pixels versus just a couple, because the more you have, the less each one controls something. The less it's not something pixels. The less pixels they have, sway over. The less there are, the strong. It's kind of like the rules of like in TV shows where what is it, like the ninja something? The more enemies there are on a screen, the less powerful they are. The less of a threat they are to the characters that are fighting them. Like basically the amount there are equals the threat level. And if it's just one person, one singular person, they have all the threat power. But the more characters they're fighting, the more that power gets divided up essentially. At least in terms of like the storytelling structure for a fight. I won't too in depth with that. Anyway, less dots, the more pixels they have sway over, and that's what can help keep these together too. Keep them separated, keep them the way. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, not anyway. No, I wanted to show more. So I only showed the mouth. There's a lot. There's a bit to look at here. Yeah. Also, but like one of each. Okay. Yeah. So we have the mouth. Where was it? This doesn't control anything. This is kind of like just using like a file folder. I'll explain that in a second. So everything this deform is doing is controlling these. There are no. It is kind of hard for me to put in the words because I understand it, but it's kind of hard to. I understand it. I just don't know. The more no. So chain of command, what's above it controls what's inside it, below it. But like you could see the lines like when you go straight down, they see like this line, like follow the arrows. You see, everything controls like 4 files, and then each one splits off into controlling more, and then those split off. They'll split off in like a chain, and they can this one has like multiple. One. That one they can split off some more, and anyway. And each one can have it. And each thing, whether it's a deformer or an image, can have keyframes. Can have keyframes that it is a lot to look at. It is a lot. It is intimidating. There's a lot here. I am trying to like gloss over this so like thoroughly because I don't remember all the vocab on top of just not wanting to spend a million hours explaining everything. I'm trying to do that, but also like explain something. But yeah, just for some, at least for, if nothing else, cliff notes for myself. Yeah, but as we can see, when I click this mouth it moves everything. So it means it's moving everything in unison. Everything below it is being pulled in unison. And nothing is doing its own thing. Nothing has its own thing going on. So all it has to worry about is just, doing the shaping that it's doing. So get that curvature around the mouth. Yeah. And then we get to face the eyebrow. So we have the eyebrows are separated. So we got a bunch of layers here. So this is the X and Y. So it means this is controlling how it all contorts around the head. So I don't know what's a word. More macro scale contorting. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that word helps. But how it's like curving around the head on its own. Again, this isn't doing anything. Everything does not doing anything. But then we got deformers on our deformers. Deformerception. And now we got it more, we're getting a little more micro here. Each one controlling like, up or down, No. Now, I have my model set to have the eyes blink in unison. That's what I have in my other model. Both models are doing that. And that is to kind of like help the eyes not be as jittery. Is what it is. I don't have a head turning Z. I think I know how I can make that happen, actually. I have a theory. I have to look into it. But again, that's going to also come with me modifying this model, the one that I'm using over time. I'm going to mess with it over time. So you're going to see like casual how much improvement I want to improve it before. I was trying to think, like, 'cause maybe I could use both models at once for a while until I get this cube model in a place where I'm more happy with it. I don't know. Anyway, deformers. I keep trailing off. Can you tell I have ADHD? So this controlling both, contorting around the head. X and Y. Blah, 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 blah. Then we got a deformers on our deformers. And they got their own thing going on. And their thing is literally just moving up and down. Now but you see that they are bending. But the bending is happening on the image level. So in this case, the image does have its own thing going on. And the image is just wiggle, 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 wiggle. Do 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 do. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I apologize. I'll see myself out. Go. Okay, I was writing something down. My bad. Yeah, so the wiggle is coming from the image itself. This is controlling its up and downness. And then this, the puppet master of the eyebrows, is controlling how it bends around the head. And that is the case with the eyes as well. But the eyes are more complicated than eyebrows, believe it or not. So, we got the eyeball X and Y. Now, how it contorts around the skull. You know, you kind of see with like the lines here, how it is kind of moving in a more general. Because that is the best, it's kind of like the best way to do it, because like, at least it is the quickest way to do it. It is definitely a quicker way to do it than doing it with the vertices more directly on individually. Again, this is like, it's like, it gets more general. It's like it goes general to more specific movement. And that's another way of thinking about it. So this is like very general. But then as we go down, we get more specialized in terms of like what control, in terms of control. Yeah, contortion, the right eye. This controls nothing. We use like a file folder just to hold two separate of these. So what I refer to as lashes and iris. Iris. My lisp is acting up. Damn. Yeah, so we got our lashes, which is controlling that, and that. Like I said, general movement, use less vertices. Solid black did not need. It did not need movement. But yeah, the eye itself has more things going on than these eyes right here. Wink, 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 wink. This is made of more pieces. So the big boy, the bigger boy, the cuter boy, so theoretically cuter boy. The eyeball is made of one solid thing of blue with like some effect to make it look like it's glowing, but the glowing is a part of it. And then there's the dot. That white dot as the eye shine. So the eye shine, the pupil, and then just the space it is inhabiting, which might as well be the same as like this, what I'm pointing to with my mouse. The sclera. Yeah, as you can see, we got lots of things doing a lot of things. So lot of pieces. All of these are on the same parameters. They're both being controlled by two things. And this is just, again, you have a whole set for the left eye and a whole set for the right eye. This is right, that is left. Backwards for a reason. I'm not going to get into that reason. Fine. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. But everything is doing something. We got the eye squish, which is all about, it's it's all moving together, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's how the blue is getting bigger and smaller. All am I getting bigger and smaller? And the pupil is kind of doing its own thing to kind of give it some rotation. Can you see how it's kind of bending a little bit? It's giving ever so slight amount of bend because that's kind of what eyeballs do IRL. Because it was just the way like the pupils are end up in the back of the head, or not back of that, back of the eyeball, and the eyeball is kind of hollowish. And anyway, it's just kind of how eyes sort of do. That's what I've learned, so that's what I wanted to do in this model. So I gave it some bend, and it's not like moving with the blue, so it's kind of like, you see how it's moving like kind of left and right again for that bend, for that illusion, to try and give it some depth and make it look a little more like an eyeball. This is doing its own thing, just a little shape contortion. Oh, wait. No, you don't do anything. Eyeshine is doing something. Eyeshine is moving here. He's moving with this. This. And this. Yeah. This is moving with... Yeah, as you can see, lots of... I'm saying as you can see several times. But that's okay. Yeah, and with the rock head, same thing. Some general movement with the box that holds it, and the rocket's up. I don't think I did the vertices very well with this one. It's all messy and stuff. You do want a lot to make it look good. But I think I overdid it. I think I did it kind of weird because I made it like the shape of the eyes. And like I did not need to do that because the eyes did not move with it. But actually, wait, hold on. So yeah, no, the eyes don't. They do move with it. Oh wait, no, like they are moving, but it's kind of like they are contorting. I'm thinking. Actually, no, maybe that isn't a bad idea because the issue that I had with it is just I just didn't mess with it. I didn't come back in here and just move things individually. I'm not gonna do this permanently, but like just like for every frame, just move the in the shape, move the things in the shape. And but again, for each individual, so take time and energy, but that definitely could work. I do like the idea that like the eyebrows can kind of, one of them at least can come off the head because it does give it a more cartoony vibe. And I kind of like that personally. I kind of want the cartoony vibe. But with the eyeball itself, I could actually do that. No, all it is a circle. With the mouth, I made like tried to make a little box around the mouth. If I do it this way, then I don't actually need to go as crazy. I need to just make some dots that fit around like that outside of the outside here. Some vertices, like some doubling up, like what I'm doing, like right here, like these 4, and like all around. I can do that, but on the outer edge, and I can get detailed with. could theoretically go detail, but I don't think I would need to, at least not that much, because everything would be kind of hold in place, at least for the most part. I'd have to move it every single keyframe, but I wouldn't have to do much on the inside here because we're gonna have to make many vertices on the inside because it's all hidden behind the eyebrow, hidden behind here, hidden behind the mouth. Now the mouth, well, actually no, the mouth is a different story because the mouth is moving a lot. So this probably would, you definitely still want vertices, but like the box. So yeah, my thought process was having it hold in a box. The mouth is gonna make a lot of shapes. And it's like too much to keep track of. So making a box that fit the biggest shape of the mouth is what I went for. But I just didn't do stuff with it. Yeah, I didn't like contort it or anything. Well, that's not going to be the case for this model. We're going to be going back in and contorting. I don't know if I'm going to leave this one completely in the dust or not. I don't know if we're burying my son just yet. Technically my third son just yet. I don't think anyone's getting buried quite yet, but I'm still in the learning phase. Why throw it out? Why would I never use it again, you know? I'm a streamer on a budget. I'm a VTuber on a budget. I gotta make my own models, you see. I don't know why I needed the accent for that. So actually, yeah, it's food for thought. Lots of food for thought just looking at this. So I'm very grateful I'm streaming. And I'm documenting my ideas for myself to look at. Here I color coded. I like that I did. Yeah, but as of right now, this is what the vertices look like in the eye. Oh wait, no, hold on. I just kind of thought of something. The eyes are gonna close too, so you would want vertices behind there. Okay, yeah. Anyway. Cute model. And this is the vertices that I had set up. I had like a whole this. It might be a little overkill to like triple up instead of double up, but again, you want to be careful. You do still want to be careful. Like I wasn't. Again, I did the same thing here. Again, I went really crazy with it on the inside, but I don't think I needed to. I used more than I needed to, I think. But on the edges, I think it's enough because I really don't want to like hurt the edges too bad, you know? Plus, if I were to go back in, I would have like the head turns kind of. You see how like it kind of squishes? I would have the outer ones squish a little bit more. I'd have the outer ones like on the side, like this, for example, like turning like to the right, like ones on the side here, just kind of, just kind of do a little this, a little this, a little, or something like that. Yeah. Squish it more to like for more perspective. Squish the outer ones a little bit more than squishing like. Then I would squish like the center ones to here. And that's what I'm gonna do for the newer one. But yeah, that's why I have it set up the way I did. Still have the outer edges the same, even though everything else I like This was like auto done. I did not do this. I did like go in and do some touch-ups. Actually, while we're here, let's touch it up right now. I kind of want to delete. Actually, no. Yeah, no, never mind. I was about to do something. I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, sorry. This was auto done. And now it's not perfectly centered, but I actually don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. It definitely works. And like I said, I did mess with it. And that's why the outer edges are the way they are. So it's not all defaulted. Not all the exact defaults. I did mess with what they gave me. But I have not done nothing with them, obviously. So the head rock does not control anything. This does not control anything. This does not control, despite that, none of this, nothing is, none of these deformers are doing anything. None of these like broader deformers that you're seeing right now are doing anything like they are in this model. Everything that I did for these is being individually, like 4 different ways, is now just one. And so because it's one thing, not person, it's gross. It's disgusting. The green line, like these lines will help. Because these green lines are what I messed with. Make these shapes again, like an hour. From the hour 11 to 12, that was this. This was done in an hour. Yeah. So that's why this is little turnings looking a little janky. Little turnings looking a little janky here and there. Up and down, left and right, gobble. Yeah, done in an hour. Versus the mouth, which took most of the stream, most of the 12-hour stream, and a good amount of the stream before that. Sorry, I got my attention to getting pulled in several directions here. Might not use a man. My throat is really drying up. I did not. I talk during stream. Do I not talk? This might be a sign that I don't talk enough. Oh, I need to talk more. That's how we get more professional. But there is obviously other stuff getting controlled in other places. So like, so there are things getting controlled, but it's right now it's the image level. Things are getting controlled on just like the image level. And I did not do the eye smile thing. I didn't go into what the eye smile is. Honestly, I can't really see what I did. Doesn't look like anything's moving, so either like it must have not have saved or something. But if I do eye smile, I got some ideas. It's gonna be a little more like pushing circle. I don't know how to explain what I want to do for the eye smile for this model, but it'll be cute. It'll be kind of cute. I promise. It's gonna be like the mouth itself. It's gonna be a little Sin from Murder Drones inspired, but is what it is. More water. Let me see here. Is there anything else I wanted to explain here? Oh yeah, because I made promises that I wanted to use like emotes. I still plan on it. This is the X, except for Murder Drones, inspired. But I had other ideas like for other emotes that I want that I did not get to. So this, if I'm turning off the right ones, what was, yeah. And then this. It actually looks kind of freaky if I only do one eye, but yeah. Let me open up the other one. Why not? Oop. Eh. Yeah. Yeah. I think that looks kind of freaky, and I love it. But now I'm thinking, I squish, or no, I smile. I'm trying to think of I smile because if I do the I smile, I'd want these cracks to, at least like the edges of the cracks to kind of contort around the, which means eyelid. Which means like some eyelids essentially circle around the eye would be a good idea. Hmm. Hmm. Give more. See, more food for thought. All kinds of food for thought, and it's all being documented. It's all for later. Yeah. So this is the angry eye look. I like the cracks. I like the cracks that I did. And these, yeah, so it's all, yeah, the eye and all it shine is all one thing. An eye and its glow is all one thing. A more professional one, either the colors would contort or would be separate layers, which I can do, depending on how long I want to update this bad boy for. Depending on how much I want to, yeah, update this beautiful bad boy into like just changing a whole lot over time. I could really get interesting. It's like, but it kind of be kind of like the boat of Theseus, you know. If you replace all the old pieces of wood with new pieces of wood, what is the boat? Which is the boat of Theseus? The This boat that is now entirely made of brand new material, or all the old pieces of the ship? All the old original pieces. I forgot what that thing is called. That, but boat of Theseus. That's all I got. I'm not. We're not looking that up right now. What's it doing? Oh yeah. Oh god, I'm losing track of everything. I can't read. Yeah, this was also the heart eye. The heart eye came with its own eye shine. Oh yeah, yeah, because of the copy and pasting, I needed to have done a flipperoo. Hold on. Wait, how do I do it again? Hold on. Oh yeah, I need to do it on here. Flip. There we go. A little trick. A little trick for you. Because this eye is not like the original drawn eye. It is... I made this... I took the images and everything from this eye. All done and nice and whatever. And after I was done doing it, I essentially copied and pasted it, did the flip trick, and it just had everything there working. You have to do it a certain way for it to work right. But if your eyes are symmetrical, it's perfect. It's also the same case with the eyebrows. And then you just gotta, with the eye shine, you just gotta like flip it. You gotta flip it like itself, flip it individually versus flipping the whole, kit and caboodle. It's like everything at once. Like, where? Sin from murder drones coded. Or Sintessa. I don't know. I've heard different people call it different things. I don't know which one's the right one. This has the potential to be an emote. An expression that I can make my model do. Hello. Drop the... Hold on. Drop this. Silly. Drop this. Silly. It's my best impression for right now. Yeah, the shine adds a little something something. It really does. Hold on, I just got a text. Let me answer it real quick. Importante. All right. Let me think. Is there anything else I want to formally get into? If that's the response. All right, good stuff. All right. I think I explained everything I wanted. Oh, yeah, there is one more thing. I never went into the space effect and what's going on with that. So, because of how it's all layered and what controls what, mouth doesn't do anything. As you can see, mouth does not contort anything. This deformer does not do anything for this model. Meanwhile, like, this does. Well, the space background is above it. It's just a solid purple, just so I could make it easier to see. but as you can see, I said it again. It is not with this. It is not controlled by this. It is above it. It is a higher plane of existence above it. Yeah, but so the mouth is just floating around. So there's a thing called a clipping ID. So art mesh 1 is referring to this. So if this were, say, below this for whatever reason, something I learned. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. All right, anyway, if this were somehow below this, the purple, the purple inside mouth, it would not be doing anything. It would still be purple. So this needs to be above it. And to clip is to essentially contain an image in a certain space so that it doesn't go anywhere else. That is what's happening with the blue eyeball, the iris. That's what's happening with the iris. That is why the iris is not escaping. That's why it's not clipping above outside of the sclera. That is doing the same thing with this clipping. This is art mesh 1. You put that there. Boom, you got things hidden. Or things looking different. And because it's not controlled by anything, it does not move with this. So that's why and that was very intentional. I did not want it to move. Alright. As you can see, as I turn, that's not the case with the newer model. And that's because everything is controlling everything, and I actually never moved it anywhere else. So hold on, actually. So here's another little improvement I think I can do right now. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't do anything because everything's controlling everything. So no, nothing would change if I moved these. At least not right now. But I want to test something. I want to know if anything would change if I put this higher. No. Nothing. Yeah, no, nothing changes. Couple. Oh. Yeah, and what I'm doing with the mouth here is what I was going for with this model, but for the eyes and mouth as well. But yeah, until I individualize or separate control with the X and Y, we're kind of stuck with what I did for now. So it's for now. To be continued. Yeah. Yeah, very much to be continued. I open, I close, I open. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, so we do have the more specific stuff, but it's just the more general controllers that really help contort the shape in some fun ways. Not happening. Mm-hmm. If I move these now, it won't do anything, but I just to make sure nothing bad happens. Okay. Nothing bad happened. Again, nothing changed because it's still controlled by everything. Huh. That's where the secret lashes were. Huh. What if? Right. Okay. But if I did that though. Oh. That. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. But we can't do that because the eyeball is gone. Iris is gone. So let's go back a few steps. Hmm. It's the hmm. So I want to understand why this appears because it's already above it. Oh, I see. Okay. It's got to be below it in here. Right. 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 Oh, heck yeah. That's how you do it. This is how we do it. Yes. Oh, we figured it out. Oh, we figured it out, boys. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, guys, girls, squirrels, and everyone in between, we figured it out. We did it. I'm writing this down. I'm noting it. We are the champions. You, me, the Academy. We're all champions. We had a brain blast, Jimmy Neutron style. Fly to the stars and buy candy bars. don't care how much I'm dating myself with that. Jimmy Neutron was awesome. And then we got one more. You. No. No. Nope. Yes. 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 Look at that. So see, look at that. It already looks better. Just like a little tweaking. I learned basically just learned how to something about the ordering and where this is ordered and how this is ordered. It all matters. It all matters. And I did know that. It's just I'm still in the learning process. But brain freaking blast. I'm really okay. Every little bit I learn, I'm understanding this program a little bit better. Yeah. Space. The final frontier. It is 3 images. Wait a minute. That means this doesn't need to be 3 images. Does it? Hold on. Hold on. That means, oh my god. So I was stuck in a way of how it worked, how I thought it worked. So I had 3. But if I do this, because you can have multiple clipping. Oh. Oh, no, I didn't click enter. It's important you click enter, else it doesn't save. 41. So the art mesh is in question. Wait, hold on. It's disappeared. Hold on. Where's mouth? Mouth is up there. We want the lowest one. So that would mean, so hold on. Copy. Turn that off. Turn that off. Do this. Do this. Ah. Why didn't it work? Very dry throat today. Not really sure what's going on. Ouchie daisy. Oh my gosh. It's not a sore throat, but it's just like a weird burn. Weird burn or something going on. Terrible timing, because I thought I had a eureka moment. It didn't work. Every little thing I do, I learn a little bit more. But what happens if I put that there? Right, this was the issue I was running into before. Why I needed individual of these. Right. Yeah, so this is why. This is why this is why I have 3.
of just how it works with the files and stuff like that. So no, I was trying to make it so I only needed one. I don't think that's gonna work. I do not think that's even think I thought I had a eureka moment, but lesson learned. No, no, no. There we go. Never forget to save. Digital art lesson number 1. Don't forget to save. Yeah, so since I got that working, I can just I mean, that's not too bad of a fix. So file, save, file, export for runtime, export is that. Yeah, you guys can't see this. Awesome. So I'm just putting what I need to put in to VTube Studio. You gotta go through some folders, and I'm not about to show my everything. Just gotta find it. There's actually, if I replace this might stop working. Okay, nothing's crashed. That's good. Hey. Space, the final frontier. Oh, oh. Ah. Yeah, that's already a little change that I am very happy with. Yeah, since I've gone through that whole explaining process, now I want to go into here, settings, and just sorry, I had to clear my throat there for a second. Oop. Yeah, my eyes, I swear, are not this jittery. Like I'm on like freaking caffeine, like too much caffeine. Huh.
Wait, what? Hold on. I had an idea. Yes, I forgot what I was doing. I had a clue. Oh, right. Stop controlling that. Oh, wait, no, it's above. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm not finding it. Not in the TV. Hmm? Oh, that's. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. Yep. Yeah, I realized my mistake. Okay. Yeah, this is using spout capture. Restructure. And we are gonna change things up just a wee bit. We're gonna make the other one. There we go. Let's move. Oop, nope, not. I don't want to move that. Got it. There we go. And then put up. Wait, no, probably should pull it down a little. And there we go. Oh, okay. So what we're gonna do is try to mess with a few things. Actually, what I wanted to do is try to figure out how to get the parameters from the old model, put them on to the new one. Hmm. Uh, oops. They're just freaking out about something. Hmm. I don't know how to do that. So do something else. Like over here. Bork. Now we're gonna move this like this. So I have one model on each screen so I can look at them both at once and keep them nice and big for OBS. Because I don't know how to give settings. Like sensitivity settings and stuff. Oh, that's not here. What? No? Oh, hey, hold on. Sensitivity is the same. Wait, actually, what is... Hey. I use my phone. What is this Tobii eye tracker? A little cold. Turn the fan off real quick. Tobii eye tracker. Okay, so it's a device. Ooh. Well, wow, we got some expensive ass ones. Holy moly. Wow. Wow. Wow, that one's like thousands. Holy crap, holy. That's... Wow, that's expensive. Not doing that. No, no effects of any kind. Got Sprout going. What a mirror window does. Oh! Well, would you look at that? Did not know that was something. Now, what about the inputs in here? How are they in comparison? Let's see. Physics. Same thing. So I'm gonna test this out. I'm gonna unlink the eyeballs. It would be nice to blink. So smoothing. Hold on. Try to see if you can hear other stuff. Hold on. Okay. So hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So things are happening. Oh my God, Caesar. So things are happening that I have to take care. Things are happening that I have to take care of. Didn't have any formal plans today. Besides like showing off the model and like messing with it, reconfiguring it and whatnot. So, but there are just things I have to take care of. Gonna think. So there are things I have to go and take care of real quick. What as to whether or not I'm coming back? Is this like a quick break or am I going completely? Uh, hmm. So I think I might come back later tonight. I might come back later tonight. Maybe play some Night Rain because I've been itching to play some more. But I'm gonna have to end stream for now, and that's just gonna. If I do come back, it's just gonna be a Twitch stream, not gonna be both. But yeah, I think so there's just some real life things I gotta take care of, and then I want to work on Discord, and I was thinking about doing it on stream, but I'm worried about like something getting doxxed, and like I gotta set up the security measures still, bot prevention and whatnot, and I don't want people seeing that, so this kind of when I look this way, it actually doesn't look too bad with the face I'm actually trying to do in real life. So I'm Italian, so I gesture with my hands. I just thought of an idea. Oh my God, could I like get some like hand trackers and like make hand 3D models? Could I use a VTube model, 2D model on top of using 3D model? Oh. Oh, that's an idea. That's an idea I can look at. Ooh, that's an idea I can look into. That sounds like a fun idea. Ooh. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands, so having like that would kind of be cool. Be hard, probably make it harder to play video games depending on where the trackers were and like how the gloves fit, but that could be pretty awesome. That could be pretty awesome. All right. Yeah, so thank you everyone for being here. This is not the last time you will see this model. Not the last time you'll see the other model either. But I will be coming back probably for some Night Rain. If not, I will see you all later. Thank you anyone and everyone who stopped by, checked in, peeked for a moment. Thank you. Leave a like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Wave hi to hi YouTube. Hi Twitch. This is probably going to be used to make a video. So, so oh yeah. Yeah, so arrivederci everyone. Gabagoo.